You're driving?
Yes, I've got to.
Can you drive and ask questions?
I'll do my best. This is supposedly this great thing that stops.
The wind getting in.
Yes. So, Michael, my first question, wait a moment, there's a button here for the wind thing. They've got this advert, you know, with a dog with flapping ears. As you can guess, if I try to test that out with this ear, I don't notice it, as I haven't got one. Can you notice anything with your ears?
Hey, mine aren't exactly Dumbo ears, so I can't notice much at the moment either.
Well, I notice nothing.
But I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to feel it quite clearly when we're on the motorway.
Good, then we'll try it out later. Now then, I've heard today that some idiots are again saying, and I contested this vehemently, that the team has modified the car for you so that you can drive it, and now the other guy can't. Well, I said that was an utter load of rubbish, but you can no doubt clarify it better.
Actually, all I can say to clarify it is that no matter where, when, or for which team I've been driving, they've never built a car specifically for me. Both Nico and I complain about the same things. So to that extent, we both have the same problems and the same view on how things need to develop. That's actually helpful and good for the team.
Yes, as you're all going in one direction.
In that respect, I think Nico and I are very much in harmony and thus helping the team to progress.
Now, what really interests me is a quick question. When you finished at Ferrari and said you'd had enough, what was your reason at that time, or your motivation for saying you didn't want to go on?
Well, my motivation was that there was simply no motivation left to make me want to carry on. There was nothing more I could achieve, and it was no longer that much fun. Of course, there was also always such a circus around it all, and after all those years that wore you out, the peripheral goings-on.
Away from the track?
Yes, exactly. Spot on. It wasn't just the media. It was the testing, the travel, all sorts of things. And of course, the media too. Of course, some unpleasant situations sometimes as well. That simply makes you tired. And then you ask yourself, why? There are so many other nice things that I wanted to enjoy. And I've done that now for 3 years and had great fun doing it too. Which now, of course, I can really feel. And that's also the reason why I then thought, why not something serious again now? I've played around for 3 years with every possible toy, and I still feel young enough. Of course, after this summer, I noticed that it didn't take much to shake all those sensors back into life and to get everything halfway working again. So I felt that I could now give it a go, because the combination of Ross and Mercedes was very exciting.
So the fundamentals were right. You felt at home there, and you thought, now I can give it a proper go.
Exactly. I could easily get my bearings there. I knew where I stood and just had the feeling that it made sense, because I'd not been going to just any new team or to McLaren or anywhere else where I didn't know where I was.
I've always said in the past that a 7 times world champion's on a different level, and that you would never have been world champion 7 times if you were not 7 times better. I'm exaggerating now, like all the others. How much of that have you really been able to take with you in order to be able to match these youngsters who are there now?
There probably aren't all that many people who would be at all able at 41 to go racing with the lads. And to be in any way competitive, but that's something I think I can still say of myself.
So now what's actually happened is that Red Bull, with their incredible speed, are, let's say, teasing all the rest. When you're driving behind one of them...
I haven't managed that yet.
You make comparisons. Where do you think they're stronger than your car? The whole package, presumably.
Yes, it's always a complete package. It's not one thing alone. But in the main, it's actually the aerodynamics that are working extremely well at Red Bull. On fast and medium-fast corners, they're very strong by comparison. And of course, it's also got to be said that Sebastian and Mark are getting the most out of the car as well. It's not just the car that's great, the lads are also driving very well. But just to mention again, I do find it really pleasant with that thing up there, although you were driving rather slowly.
Thanks, Michael.